Just grazing away on a sunny day, meet Dakari, one of our 3 beautiful Grevy zebras here at the Edmonton Valley Zoo. Welcome to a brand new episode of Go. I am your host, Dana Giesbrecht, and we are on location at the zoo today because we're learning all about a very fun, fashionable fundraiser happening this Thursday. It's called Zoolander, a black and white affair. Now, the reason we are throwing a fashion show at the zoo is we are trying to fundraise for our zebras, their conservation efforts. But there's also a new organization in town called the ARC Project trying to bring millennials to our zoo. We're bringing food, cocktails, fashion, local designers, bloggers, all together in one space for a very exciting event. Stay tuned, lots coming up on the show. But up first, Shot TV's Tim Dancy takes us to one of our local farmers markets to learn what keeps our producers coming back. Another look at our beautiful Dakari Grevy zebras. Now, fun fact about these zebras, they actually resemble donkeys more than horses. And they're unlike other zebras because when they form bonds, they're not lifetime bonds like horses do. They usually only stick around in the same packs for about a year or so. Now, we are going to learn more about Dakari and the other zebras here at the zoo as our young fans look on at these beautiful creatures. Coming up after the break, plus we're going to learn all about the ARC Project, the organization throwing Zoolander at the zoo. We'll be right back here on Go. Welcome back. This is Anastasia wearing some Apollo Original. She's wearing a tee and a snapback hat, followed by one of the designers from the label. This is Matt wearing a nice t-shirt as well with the hat. Matt, give us a spin. There we go, Apollo. Followed by Sydney in all black, looking super cute, and our second designer, Brad with Apollo. Now, you can check them out at a very fun fundraiser and event happening this Thursday here at the Edmonton Valley Zoo. It's called Zoolander, the Black and White Affair. And if you're just tuning in now, that's where we are. Though the true stars of the show are hanging out over in the shade. That's Shaka and Dakari, 2 of our zebras. We actually have 3 zebras here at the Edmonton Valley Zoo. We're going to learn all about these creatures coming up in the show. But first, stay tuned for Alyssa and Sydney with the ARC Project. They are the organizers behind this very special event, and we're going to learn why it was so important to bring young Edmonton talent in the fashion scene to the Edmonton Valley Zoo. It's a brand new project, first time they've ever done it, and they're very excited to see it go off here in Edmonton. But first, Shot TV's Bianca Jade learns why one street performer has been traveling all the way from Australia to Edmonton for the last 11 years. From Old Strathcona to Spruce Grove, up next, Shot TV's Jordan Hertner takes us on a journey through a field of fun. We are now joined by Carol, Elise, and Billy, who are just performing the Loyal Royal
Inventors.
So you are inventors on the stage. You were having a lot of fun and interaction with the kids, and you're wearing some crazy costumes, as we can see. Let's talk about these crowns with forks and spoons attached.
All right. Well, our story kind of revolves around 2 kingdoms called Forkville and Spoonville, and I played the Royal. So I played the Spoon Queen, and then the Fork King. So yeah, it's kind of self-explanatory with our crowns. And I'm switching the crowns throughout the show, and it's a kind of a shenanigan type humor thing.
You were asking the kids to participate. What were they doing?
So at the very end of the show, when the inventors get banished, we get the kids up telling us how to properly use both utensils. And it's just really great because they already know how to use it, and then they feel really special when they know something that the actors don't.
I love it, and I love that the kids get so excited to be a part of this. You're also wearing a crazy costume, an umbrella on your head, but let's talk about the youth troupe. How did you guys become a part of Kids Fringe?
Well, you auditioned for the youth troupe early or latest June, I think. May, there you go, May, yeah. But rehearsals start in like June, and just come to the audition. It's like a really fun process, and they kind of just pick youths like young youth or like older out. There's some kids in like university, or she's like our supervisor or coordinator, like assistant, and yeah, just go through an audition process, and they get back to you and just like, hey, would you like to be part of youth troupe? And it's, yeah, I would. I love it.
And Billy, let's talk with you quickly as well. What's your experience been so far with the Kids Fringe?
It's been really fun, like interacting with kids and playing games and acting for them. It's like, I just love it.
Well, you guys did a phenomenal job, and I know the kids enjoyed it. Thank you so much for speaking with us, and have fun with the rest of Fringe. Stay tuned, more coming up after the break. Grevy zebras. You can differentiate the grevies because they're the largest of 3 zebra species with a thick, rigid mane and large, rounded ears, right here at the Edmonton Valley Zoo. Welcome back to the show. If you're just tuning in now, that's where we are. We're getting you excited for an event called Zoolander at the Zoo, a black and white affair. Now, the stars of the show are hanging out in the shade. We're going to introduce you to the 3 zebras we have here at the Edmonton Valley Zoo, learn their names and a little bit about them. That's going to be with the help of Katrina, one of our interpreters, coming up, and she's got a friend in her arm she's also going to introduce us to, a little furry friend who also has some rounded ears. Stay tuned for that. But first, up next, Shaw TV's Jen McDonald checks out a heartfelt and hilarious comedy happening here at the Edmonton International Fringe Festival. In today's episode of Skin Deep, we take a look at 2 common skin issues, eczema and psoriasis. We are now here with Katrina Burrows with the Edmonton Valley Zoo, one of our interpreters, and your friend. Who did you bring along?
So this is Nori. She's a domestic rat. She's a real sweetie, so she's really easy to handle out here.
And how long have you been working with Nori?
I've been working with Nori for just over a year now.
Hey, and is she pretty friendly? She's not going to bite me or anything?
No, she's really sweet. She's a very, very easy animal to handle. So she's one of our many tractable animals that we have here, and you might see some featured at the fashion show, but she's just particularly friendly.
Well, I know the stars of the fashion show are behind us. Let's talk about our zebras. First off, what kind of zebras are they?
So here at the zoo we have Grevy zebras, and they're an endangered species of zebra here. So they're part of our species survival plan, which is through the accredited zoos and aquariums, and it's just a coordinated and controlled breeding program so that we can have a really, really healthy captive population if ever we can reintroduce them into the wild again.
And what are the personalities of our zebras like here in Edmonton?
Well, we have a mom and her daughter, so that's Dakari and Zari. And there's quite an age gap between them, actually.
I think they can hear that we're talking about us.
Yeah.
We're getting some attention.
And because we're part of the species survival plan, we also have a male, and his name is Shaka.
Shaka.
And he is quite feisty, so you might notice that not all 3 of them are together, and that is because they wouldn't all get along.
Well, black and white is the theme. This is a black and white gala here at the zoo on Thursday night. When it comes to our zebras, how would you describe their stripes, the Grevy zebras?
Grevy zebras have thinner stripes than some of the other species of zebra, but one really good way of telling them apart is that they're big. Like, these are really big zebras, and they're actually more closely related to wild donkeys than horses or other zebras even. So they're a really large species. They can be up to 990 pounds.
Wow.
And if you hear them make their noises, I'm not going to make one on television, but they sound like a really weird donkey, like an angry donkey.
A beautiful donkey at that. Well, Katrina, thanks so much for your time. Before we go, here's your on-the-go calendar. All right, we're just wrapping up here at the Edmonton Valley Zoo. Dakari still hanging out in the background behind me. Now, if you want tickets to Zoolander at the Zoo, a black and white affair, get your tickets soon. They are selling fast. Again, it is this Thursday. You can get tickets at thearcproject.buildingourzoo.com. I've been your host, Giesbrecht. We'll see you next time.